Good evening. Coming up tonight, we'll fill you in on what's happening in and outside the Palmetto State.
Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley has officially entered the South Carolina state primary.
Gamecock women's soccer players received all SEC honors.
And later, find out how to stay in the spooky spirit this week in Columbia.
We'll have all that and more tonight on Monday Night Mashup.
Welcome to this week's Monday Night Mashup. I'm Chloe Findlay.
And I'm Hailey Brown. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Today, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley officially entered the South Carolina state primary with a signing ceremony at the State House. In her speech after the signing, Haley solidified herself as a candidate focused on foreign policy. She vocalized her critiques with the Biden administration loosening sanctions on Iran and reinforced her support for Israel in the Israel-Hamas conflict. Although Haley remains behind former President Donald Trump in the Des Moines Register poll, she is closing in on the second-place position along with fellow Republican candidate Ron DeSantis. This race that began with over a dozen Republican candidates has recently began to shrink. Last Saturday, former Vice President Mike Pence dropped his bid amid low polling numbers. Despite Haley trailing behind, she signed the paper, solidifying her spot on the Palmetto State ballot and uttered her first words as a presidential candidate to her supporters. Quote, "Let's do this." The South Carolina primary is to take place February 24th, 2024.
SGTV has an update on a story we reported on last Thursday's edition of Student News at 7. The gunman responsible for the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine last Wednesday evening was found dead Friday night. Authorities say the mass shooter died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The body was found near the Androscoggin River, which is approximately 10 miles from Lewiston. A vigil was held last night at the Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul in Lewiston. Over 1,500 people showed up to mourn the victims. Maine Governor Janet Mills said on Friday, quote, "Tonight the city of Lewiston and the state of Maine begin to move forward on a long road to healing," end quote.
On Thursday morning, members of the United Campus Workers Union spoke out on the Russell House patio demanding wage increases. These members include teachers' assistants, food service, maintenance, and parking jobs that keep the university functioning. The workers are asking for a minimum of $20 an hour for hourly employees, $40,000 a year for salaried employees, and a $20,000 stipend for graduate student workers. The employees are seeking a response from University President Michael Rhoades, who was unable to attend the speak out due to a scheduling conflict. The union would like the change to be made by the end of the semester. Changes have been implemented this past July, and the university raised the minimum wage from $14 to $15 for full-time staff, while giving state employees a 5% salary increase. Many of these workers have been with South Carolina for multiple decades and want to continue while making a livable wage. Now, Hailey, I think it's really important for us as Carolina students to understand the struggles that our faculty and staff are going through to fight for their wages.
I agree, Chloe, and personally, I've built really great relationships with the workers here, specifically in the food service, and I would really hate to see them struggle. And now, SGTV weather reporter Brianna Rao is in the studio to give us the weekly weather update. What do you have for us, Brianna?
Thank you, Hailey. Good evening, Columbia. I'm your meteorologist, Brianna Rao, and let's walk you through tonight's weather. So right now, temperatures are in the high 70s. We're going to see that the temperatures are going to start increasing throughout the night because of that humidity that's rising in the area. But by tomorrow, those temperatures are going to be back down. Now, unfortunately, we're going to see that Tuesday is the day of unpredictable weather. So we're going to start off mostly cloudy with temperatures in the high 60s. And this is going to be the first wave of just normal fall weather that we've seen in a little while. Now, as the afternoon hits, though, we're going to see that cloud coverage is going to start to decrease, and there's going to be a breeze that pulls in, and that's thanks to a cold front that's moving in from the west. Now, by the evening, though, when you're going out to trick or treat, if you take care of little witches, goblins, you babysit, you have kids of your own, this is not going to impact your time going outside and hanging out with them because the temperatures are going to be cool. There's going to be a little bit of an on and off drizzle. However, you're still going to be able to get away without bringing an umbrella or a rain jacket on your trips outward. However, you do want to bring a sweater in case your little ones do get cold, or one for yourself. Now, pushing on, we're going to see that temperatures are going to continue fluctuating throughout the week. Starting on Wednesday, temperatures are going to be in the 50s, and they're not going to get much warmer. We're going to see that temperatures are starting to kind of fluctuate because of that cold front, and because of that, we're also going to notice that there's not going to be a lot of rain and moisture in the atmosphere. That cool cold front is going to come in and kind of take away any chance of precipitation. So we are going to see lots of sun, but the temperatures are not going to feel as warm as they normally do at this time. So we're going into what is really known as fall weather up north. So Saturday and Sunday, we're going to see a little bit of a difference between what Wednesday and Friday is looking at, but for the most part, Wednesday through Friday, you want to have cooler clothing on, so bring sweaters, bring jackets, because your temperatures aren't going to warm up too much. And as these days are going on, if you have any plants that are outside, you want to bring them indoors, shower them with some love, because there is going to be the first wave of frost closer to the higher northern areas within South Carolina. So if you have a car outside, you want to take your precautions. It's not going to be too bad, but this is going to be the first chance of frost throughout the season. Now, Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get back into those 70s, and we're going to notice that the temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit more. And we're going to see no temperature crazy changes and no rain in sight. Now we're going to head over to Karenna Porter for all things sports. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Welcome back, Carolina. 4 Gamecock women's soccer players received all SEC honors, the conference announced yesterday. Senior forward Catherine Berry, 5th-year keeper Heather Hins, and sophomore defender Gracie Falla were named to the All-SEC first team. Hins has the most shutouts in the SEC, and she earned SEC Goalkeeper of the Year. Falla, who scored the game winner in back-to-back games against Texas A&M and Georgia as a defender, was awarded Defender of the Year. Freshman forward Riley Schubach was named to the All-SEC freshman team. Gamecock women's soccer plays their first SEC tournament game tomorrow against Texas A&M in Pensacola, Florida at 3:30 p.m. You can watch the game on the SEC network. Moving on to the hardwood, tomorrow evening, the South Carolina women's basketball team is hosting an open practice followed by trick-or-treating with the players. The doors at Colonial Life Arena open at 4:45 p.m. The practice is expected to run from 5 to 7 p.m. and trick-or-treating on the court will last from 7 to 8 p.m. Fans can watch the practice from seats in sections 104 to 106, visit a boo house in the McGuire Club, and even participate in pumpkin painting. Admission is free, and the first 500 fans will receive a complimentary t-shirt. Fans are permitted to wear costumes in the arena, not including masks for safety purposes. The event will serve as a send-off for the team who travel to Paris, France on November 1st ahead of their season opener. They take on Notre Dame in the City of Light next Monday, November 6th at 1 p.m. on ESPN. And now, Popielarczyk is in the studio to fill us in on local entertainment. What's the talk of the town, Allie?
Thanks, Karenna. Spooky season might be coming to a close, but there are still plenty of fun events this week for students to finish out October with. This Thursday, November 2nd, Gamecock Entertainment will be hosting their first Thursday After Dark event of November. The event will take students to Escapology in the Vista, where they will be able to participate in one of 12 escape rooms. Students with a valid Carolina card can come for free from 8 p.m. to midnight and explore the themed rooms such as Star Trek, Murder on the Orient Express, Scooby-Doo, and many more. To claim your spot, make sure to visit Garnet Gate and complete the sign-up Genius while there are still spots remaining. If you need a different kind of escape, maybe from your Mojo Dojo Casa dorm, make sure to check out the Barbie movie playing at the Russell House Theater Friday night. Wear your perfectly pink outfit and make sure to snag some free popcorn and drinks on the way in. Staying in the Soda City, iconic 70s rock band Foreigner will be playing at the Township Auditorium tonight, right here in Columbia, on their farewell tour titled Feels Like the Last Time. The concert starts at 7:30 with an opening set from fellow 70s rock band Loverboy. Foreigner has been touring since 1979, performing their Billboard-topping songs such as pop anthem Cold as Ice and the popular rock sing-along Jukebox Hero. The first time the band came to Columbia was during their Head Games tour in 1979. They played on USC campus at the Carolina Coliseum before it became the academic building that we use today. There are still tickets available if you want to dance your heart out tonight. After the commercial, Hailey and Chloe will return to finish out tonight's news wrap.
Thanks for staying with us. If you enjoy the holiday season, make sure to stop by the South Carolina State Farmers Market for their 2023 Midlands Christmas Arts and Crafts event. The event space is located at 3483 Charleston Highway in West Columbia. Drop in anytime from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday or noon to 4 p.m. on Sunday. They are hosting a silent auction for the Harvest Hope Food Bank, which contributes 20 million meals to their designated service area every year, helping every 1 in 10 South Carolinians that struggle with hunger. For all your decoration needs, the Midlands Crafters Association partners with the State Farmers Market each year with over 170 vendors in attendance. With free admission and free parking, it sounds like the perfect way to welcome in that holiday spirit.
Looking coastal, South Carolina's Department of Natural Resources research shows that over a third of shrimp in the state show signs of black gill disease. Black gill disease is not likely to kill off any shrimp, and is not harmful to humans, but it does have the potential to harm the shrimping community. While there are many causes of this syndrome, in this particular case, research suggests that a parasite causes an immune response in the shrimp that darkens the gills. The parasite does not directly kill shrimp, but weakens the shrimp's respiration and makes them more vulnerable to predators. Shrimp fight this parasite by shedding their shells, requiring a significant amount of energy, which becomes apparent upon harvest as they come out of the ocean soft and mushy. There are 2 shrimping seasons in South Carolina, a summer season where brown shrimp are most prevalent, and a fall season where the popular white shrimp are prevalent. Black gill affects both brown and white shrimp, but appears to affect white shrimp more, corresponding with the disease's typical peak in September. In surveys conducted in the Ashley River and Charleston Harbor this fall, 37% of white shrimp showed symptoms of this disease, reflecting an increase from past years. Black gill disease is unsightly, but once the shrimp is peeled and the head is removed, black gill is no longer visible. In the past, South Carolina shrimpers removed the heads of the shrimp with the disease before shipping them to restaurants, but have since given up. Chloe, I like shrimp, but I already didn't really like thinking about what shrimp look like before they're cooked and where they come from, and I definitely don't want to think about it anymore.
Hailey, that might be the most disgusting food story I have ever heard. I'm a shrimp fan. I'm a huge fan of shrimp scampi, but I will not be eating that anytime soon.
Well, I mean, like I said, they're not harmful. It's just, I understand why it wouldn't be quite appealing.
Me too.
That wraps up tonight's edition of Monday Night Mashup.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, also be sure to visit us online at SGTV at USC.com. For SGTV, I'm Hailey Brown.
And I'm Chloe Findlay. Have a great night, Carolina. Forever to thee.